Bob Dylan, the enigmatic troubadour of the 1960s, didn't just make waves in the folk music scene. His influence rippled through the very fabric of rock and roll, leaving an indelible mark on some of the most iconic bands in history. One such group profoundly impacted by Dylan's poetic prowess was none other than the Beatles. In the spring of 1964, the Beatles found themselves on the cusp of a new chapter in their musical journey when they crossed paths with Dylan. Their encounter was more than just a meeting of musical minds. It was a transformative moment that reshaped their approach to songwriting. Dylan's rich tapestry of storytelling and introspective lyrics inspired the Beatles to delve deeper into the human experience, leading to the creation of timeless classics like Yesterday and In My Life. These songs not only showcased the Beatles' evolving maturity, but also underscored Dylan's profound influence on their artistic direction. Bob Dylan's influence on the Beatles extended beyond mere musical inspiration. It catalyzed a period of artistic maturation for the band. As they transitioned from their early years of exuberant pop tunes to a more introspective and experimental phase, Dylan's impact became increasingly apparent. After the release of A Hard Day's Night, the Beatles entered what could be described as an artistic adolescence, a period marked by significant growth and exploration. Albums such as Beatles for Sale, Help, and Rubber Soul epitomized this transformative phase. These records showcased two distinct types of songs, those that echoed the band's previous work and those that boldly ventured into new artistic territory. Many compositions from this period blurred the lines between these classifications, incorporating elements of both. Tracks like I Feel Fine and 8 Days a Week exemplify this duality, seamlessly blending familiarity with innovation. Central to this period of artistic maturation was the profound influence of Bob Dylan. The Beatles' discovery of Dylan's music, particularly his second studio album Freewheelin', sparked a creative awakening. Their first meeting with Dylan at the Delmonico Hotel in New York City on August 28, 1964, marked a pivotal moment in their musical journey. Secondly, Dylan liberated the Beatles from the confines of pop music conventions, inspiring them to explore acoustic instruments and elevate their compositional craftsmanship. John Lennon in particular credited Dylan with prompting a shift in his songwriting approach. No longer content with writing superficial pop tunes, Lennon began to infuse his lyrics with personal depth and emotion, a transformation evident in songs like I'm a Loser, You've Got to Hide Your Love Away, and In My Life. While Dylan's influence was most pronounced in Lennon's work, Paul McCartney's compositions also reflected a similar progression. Tracks like I'll Follow the Sun, and especially Yesterday, showcase McCartney's evolution as a songwriter, marking a departure from the exuberant enthusiasm of the Beatles' early recordings. These Dylan-influenced songs served as a testament to the Beatles' evolution from teeny-bopper pop sensations to true artistic trailblazers. With each note and lyric, they forged a path of creative innovation, forever indebted to the transformative influence of Bob Dylan. The impact of Dylan's artistry extended far beyond Liverpool's Fab Four. It reached across the Atlantic to another musical powerhouse, the Rolling Stones. Mick Jagger, the charismatic frontman of the Stones, famously hailed Dylan as a revelation, acknowledging the profound effect his music had on their own sound. Tracks like a Rolling Stone and Just Like a Woman bear the unmistakable imprint of Dylan's lyrical genius, infusing the Stones' raw, bluesy rock with a newfound depth and introspection. But the Beatles and the Rolling Stones were just the tip of the iceberg. Bands like the Byrds and the Band also found inspiration in Dylan's eclectic blend of folk and rock. The Byrds, in particular, soared to new heights, with their electrifying rendition of Dylan's Mr. Tambourine Man, propelling both the song and the band to the top of the charts and solidifying Dylan's status as a musical luminary. Meanwhile, the band, with their soulful Americana sound, drew heavily from Dylan's folk roots, collaborating with him on seminal albums like The Basement Tapes and Planet Waves. Their partnership not only yielded timeless classics but also cemented Dylan's legacy as a driving force behind the evolution of contemporary music. In retrospect, Bob Dylan's influence on these legendary bands transcends mere musical innovation. It embodies a cultural shift, an awakening of artistic consciousness that reverberates through the annals of rock and roll history. His poetic lyricism and unbridled passion continue to inspire generations of musicians and fans alike, reminding us that true greatness knows no bounds. Bob Dylan's blend of poetic lyrics and raw emotion continues to resonate with musicians and fans alike, transcending generations and genres. From the Beatles to the Rolling Stones, Dylan's impact on the landscape of rock and roll is undeniable, shaping the course of musical history forever. So, the next time you find yourself lost in the timeless melodies of your favorite legendary band, take a moment to pay homage to the Bob Dylan effect, a seismic force that forever changed the landscape of rock and roll. And as we continue to journey through the annals of music history, let us never forget the indelible imprint of one man's singular vision on the fabric of our collective consciousness.